What was that?
I think he was telling DJ to go ahead.
How many would you say?
Welcome to the Butt Stuff Podcast. This is DJ Blake here with your host Jim, Ed, and Jerry. How we doing, everybody?
Fantastic.
Doing
here,
good.
DJ.
Good.
Coming in with Biggie Smalls on a Sunday morning,
Yeah.
Sunday morning podcast happening on a Sunday morning. Coming to you live from remote location.
Do you want to do it or should I do it?
It's Tupac.
Yeah, it's Tupac.
He's fucking
Oh,
Biggie
that's right.
Smalls bitch,
Oh,
dude.
Man,
That's why I fucks your bitch.
yeah, it's the Tupac response to the the perceived Biggie diss track, I think.
This one's not so perceived. This one's pretty right on the nose.
Yeah, the Biggie, I forget which Biggie song it was. Was it Who Shot Ya? Was like,
maybe, yeah.
So he initially came out with that, and he wrote it like months and months before Tupac actually got shot, but it came out like right after it. So he's just like, oh, this is about me. Well, I'm gonna put this out. So like Who Shot You is kind of like cryptic and like it could or could not be. And then this is pretty on the nose, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Oh, he says Biggie Smalls in it, doesn't it? What does
He
he say?
said.
He says Biggie Smalls, I fucked you, bitch.
I think he said like bad boys or whack.
Junior
ass
Mafia.
bitches. Junior Mafia's whack ass bitches.
Yeah. I mean, he calls out pretty much every single person in the song that's related to the whole Biggie scene.
He is dropping governments.
He's doing the dang thing.
He's fucking bitches too.
Yeah.
The whole
That's
time
right.
Jada's in the background of this music video somewhere just juicing. It's like it's my man.
Never giving up.
That's right. How's everybody doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good, doing well.
Jim is getting stronger over there.
Getting stronger. Yes, I'm healing from my accident.
Yeah, maybe we could
He
go
fell
out
off
with
Biggie
either that
Smalls'
or
bitch.
Stronger Every Day by Chicago.
What is it? Getting stronger every day?
Yeah. Feeling stronger every day. Oh, yeah.
I was telling Ed there's been like a couple of things I've just been doing like with my feet because I can't use my right hand. So like sometimes when I open things, I'll like hold them with my feet as I turn it with my left hand. And so I just started singing this song to myself where I'll be like, I can do anything. As I'm just doing stupid things around the house. I feel like that lady, Ed showed me this video like years ago of this like lady that doesn't have arms and she's like cutting like vegetables with her feet. And I was like, I kind of feel like that lady.
Oh yeah. By the time you're all healed and it's all behind
Oh,
you,
bro, I'm gonna be
you're
left-handed.
You're gonna be so proficient with your feet and your left hand. It's crazy.
Right.
I straight up like kicked a fruit fly yesterday. It was
Damn.
like on my sink, and I was like, "What?"
And it all started with move your big toe.
But yeah, you had an accident, Jim?
Yeah, it was the day after that it rained buckets, and I was on the bike path. I was going full clip, and there was a branch down in the road, and I went to go around it, and I hit a pile of mud, and it was quick. It was like splish splash, and I was taking a bath, and pretty much landed like right on my face, and then I'm pretty sure the guy that like was behind me, like he said this thing yesterday when I saw him where he was like, bro, you look pretty good, all things considered. And I'm like, I think this guy just thought I died. I was like, because I still look pretty banged up, but no, yeah. So it happened. I was extremely lucky that so I had just passed these two old ladies on the bike path and this dude that was also on an e-bike. And so they saw the whole thing. And I like hit the ground immediately, like shot up and was just like pouring blood from my face. And I was like trying to figure out, like I was pulling out my phone. My right hand was like dangling off my arm and I kind of just fucking like popped it back.
Oh my god.
Well, I had to do it like right then. I like was so jacked up on adrenaline. And so like I shot up, I was like, I took off my sweater, popped my hand and I was like trying to stop the bleeding, and I'm like pulling out my phone, I'm dialing Sarah, and the guy Ryan is like, dude, I will dial whoever. He was like, I will dial whoever. And I was like, call 518. I won't give your number, but I just give them Ed's number. I'm like, call this number, tell him I'm not going to be at work. And so like, I'm pretty sure like I'm like on the phone, like we're both on the phone with people, and the two old ladies, like someone just was like handing me like water bottles and alcohol wipes. And so I was like washing away the blood and like just hitting my face with alcohol wipes. And then the dude Ryan, we started walking back, and I was like, I just started like moving my bike back towards the bike path because I was like, I have to go back to the exit. Like I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I have to go back to the exit. And so I start moving the bike, and the old ladies are like, dude, you cannot move that fucking bike. And the one lady goes to move it, and she's like, this thing is too heavy. And I was like, lady, you can't move the bike. And so I start like pushing it. And then the dude, Ryan, God bless this guy, man. He was like, yo, I am going to, thank you for the background music. I'm like, he's like, I'm going to tie my bike up, and I'm going to walk your bike back to the exit with you. And then I'm going to come back and get my bike later. And I'm like, all right, that sounds good. And so he just starts walking away with his bike, and like I'm following him, and I'm just getting extremely lightheaded, and I can like barely see anything. And I like stop. I'm like, yo, Ryan, where are you going? What are we doing? I was like, I already forgot what he said. And he's like, just hang out. I'm tying my bike up. So like he ties the bike up, and then we start walking back. And then the second I wasn't moving the bike, I like wasn't as lightheaded. And honestly, like we were coming back, and we were like talking about like work and just a bunch of random things. And then I called Brian, met me at the exit, shows up with some Coors Lights. I like put the Coors Lights around my arm to try to I was like, I probably can't drink these. And I'm like, dude, I don't know like what to do. Like I didn't have insurance. And so I was like, I don't know if I was like, I can't afford to like go to a hospital right now. And so I'm like I like get to their place, go into the bathroom. I start washing the blood. I'm like looking at everything, and I was like, all right, I like have to go to the hospital. Like there's no way I can't go to the hospital. And like I walked out of the bathroom, and I was like, guys, I have to go to the hospital. And they're both looking at me like, yeah, dude, we're taking you right now. Like you have to go. And so I go there. Oh man, dude, this is a long story, man. So, do we have time for this?
We got time.
I'm invested. We got
All right.
time.
So like I go there, I'm sitting at the hospital, and like there's only one other person in the waiting room. Brian's like doing all my check-in stuff, and I'm like sitting there like in the waiting room, and in like 20 minutes must have gone by, and I'm just like sitting there like holding this piece of gauze to my head, like trying to keep my head tilted back. And like I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? I'm like thinking about like when I worked at the animal hospital, and how like if this ever happened at the animal hospital and someone came in with their dog, and their dog was like bleeding like I was, like everything stops, that dog gets in fucking and like gets worked on. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, dude, what is going on? It's like 7:30 in the morning. There's like one fucking lady sitting in here. I'm like, where are the people? And so I like look at Brian after like 20 minutes, and I'm like, yo, I have to get triaged right now. And Brian like looks at me, and he's like, triaged? And I'm like, he doesn't know what that means. So I'm like, yes, I need to get triaged right now.
Just tell the lady triage.
And yeah. And so he goes and like tells them, and then like they bring me in, and like the second I get in, the late, like I sit down with the lady, and she's like, oh my god, like, okay, what happened? And like I pretty much immediately like I just like started like bawling, and I was like, okay, hold on. I was like, I have to like get myself together. I was like, I'm actually like, now I'm like feel like I'm like getting helped. I'm being somewhere. And so like they take down all my information. This other angel like comes out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, you poor baby, what happened to you? And like she's like cleaning my wounds, and I was like, yeah. So I'm explaining it to her, and then they like sit me down in this hallway, and I'm chilling, and this lady comes up and she's like, all right, we're going to be doing x-rays, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't have insurance. And she's like, all right, honey, we'll work with that. I'm going to talk to Tom, like he's probably going to come see you directly. And I'm like, okay, let's go, Tom, baby. And then so right after she leaves, a nurse comes and is like, all right, we're doing x-rays on you. And I'm like, okay. Mind you, I am like still like covered in blood. My pants are covered in blood. My shirt's covered in blood. I'm like still like I haven't been able to clean myself. I'm like still have like dirt and blood on my arm from the day that it happened. And so like they bring me in. First thing they do is a CT scan. I walk in. I'm like, sweet. Is this the thing where you zap fry my brain with the donut? And like they start and they're like, yeah, honey, we're about to blast you with radiation. And I'm like, all right. So like lay down in the CTs or lay down in the thing. They hit me with the donut. I like get up, immediately go and x-ray my right hand. We're doing it again.
The Coldplay.
We got clocks.
Wait, is this a different song?
Yeah.
Wow, they sound so similar.
Exactly.
So then they x-ray my right hand. It was funny too because they like kept there was like certain things where they'd be like, okay, can you sign this? And I was like, no, I can't sign this. I'm like, I can't fucking use my hands. And so like when they're doing the x-ray, at one point the lady was like, she wanted me to get gowned, and she's like, all right, I'm just gonna walk on the other side of the room and just take your pants off. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay. Like, she's like, just take your pants off and put this gown on. And so I'm like, it's like 5 minutes goes by and she's like, are you okay in there? And I was like, yeah, I'm just like trying to get this stuff on. I'm like, I can't fucking do it really. But like I fucking end up doing it, get my pants off, get the gown on. They x-ray my hands, they x-ray my knees, which like I told dude I did not want them to x-ray my knees because I was like, bro, I don't have insurance. Like you can't waste x-rays on me. My knees are fine. I just walked in here. And they're like, well, they're scraped. And I was like, they x-rayed my left hand too, which I guess is probably pretty good because it was pretty swollen and it probably could have been broken. But my right hand, they x-ray it, and then like I go and they put me in a hospital bed, and I just like sat in that hospital bed from 10 to
Like 4:30.
4:30 without like the only thing that like someone came and took my vitals. The doctor showed up for 5 seconds to tell me that my arm was broken in a bunch of spots, and then he left. And then someone came and took my vital like 2 hours later, and then the doctor came in again and was like, man, you're pretty banged up, like we're gonna have to spend a lot of time together here. And he was like, let me go look at the x-rays for your left hand. And then he disappears for like 2 more hours. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, and mind you, I'm like still just like bleeding. I'm like still just covered in blood. And I'm like, yo, can someone just like clean the blood off of me or like just do something? Like I'm in this bed. I'm wearing the shirt that you got me, the Carl shirt that says you want some of this. Like, I'm just like chilling. I'm like, oh, what is going on? And then yeah, it's like almost 4:00, and there's this girl Lindsay that's like, I'm like kind of laughing in my head, like I feel bad for this girl. Like she's just on this one side of the hospital by herself, just facing me. Like they don't have the curtain closed, so she's just like, I don't know, 15 feet away, just behind a computer, and I'm just facing her like, hey, Lindsay, like I have to use the bathroom. Where is it? And so eventually she's like talking with the nurse, and they're talking kind of low, and I see like the one nurse, like she pulls her mask down, and I'm like, yeah, they're like, I'm pretty sure they're talking about me. And I hear the girl, like, she's like, he's been checked in since like 8:00, like, and no one's done anything. Like they've literally come and seen him once, and like he's like had x-rays, but he's like been sitting there, and the doctor is like supposed to leave or something. Like that guy wasn't, like he was only on until 3 or 4. And like oh yeah, I forgot to mention at one point the guy Tom came down and took my information for the insurance thing. And so I knew in the back of my head the reason that I wasn't getting cared for was because I didn't have insurance. And then so Tom comes down and is like, takes some information, asks me a bunch of questions, like where I went to school, how much money I made since like May 1st or whatever, like what I thought my annual income was. And he comes back and he's like, Jim, I got good news. Like I got you, I'm not quite sure. I have like CDPHP through Medicaid. I don't know if that's just if Medicaid is CDPHP. Is it? Okay. So
Who
like
knows?
I like got the insurance and I was like, sweet, like that's the best thing that I've ever heard in my life. And so then like, yeah, fast forward, that girl is like, dude, like no one's caring for him. So she gets up and goes and like gets the doctor, and like she comes back and like a second later the doctor comes back and he's like, I could see him like he's like, fuck man, like I'm supposed to go home and this is going to take me a while. But he was honestly like he was a good dude. The only thing I didn't like about my doctor was that he was like trying to talk to me. He was trying to get my mind off of everything, but he was like trying to talk to me as he's putting the stitches in my eyes. And I'm like, he like injected everything with lidocaine. But yo, lidocaine sucks. They should get like heavier numbing shit.
Cocaine.
Yeah. So like he hits me with lidocaine and he's like, you have to let me know if you feel anything. Dude, I feel every one of these stitches going in my eye, but I'm like, I'm like, dude, what are you gonna do? Just keep jacking me up with the shit that, like, I know it's just not gonna work. And so, like, he's doing that, and he keeps trying to like ask me like what I do at work, and I'm like, bro, can we just focus on the fucking needle, like going into like around my eyeball? And he's like, bro, you and me both, man. We're both worried about it. And then yeah, so they wrapped up my arm. They put I got a couple of stitches in my hand, a couple of stitches in my left hand. My right arm has 2 broken spots in the wrist and a couple of fractures. I go in for surgery on Monday, or to go talk to a surgeon, and yeah, the doctor did, when he saw me, he was like, has anyone been by to like clean the blood? And I was like, no, you're the first person. And he was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was like, yeah. It was an interesting day at the hospital. There was a guy that they had to call a code gray because he was freaking out. He wasn't getting the seizure meds, and they were like, sir, we're gonna need you to calm the fuck down.
I wish I knew like all the codes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what does code gray mean? Yeah, we got a crazy guy freaking out.
Yeah, so code gray was crazy guy.
Wow.
I think Code Gray actually means aliens.
I thought it was like I thought it was Grey's Anatomy. Like they're gonna have some hot nurse doctor lady come in and weep, and then eventually solve the problem like Dr. House.
Dude, if there was
dies.
one good thing Samaritan was good for, was that most of the girls that were caring for me in the times that I was getting cared for, they were all babes.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know where I'm going. Hooters, Samaritan, and that's it.
Hell yeah.
Dude, they should make a hospital that's like Hooters. That's the entire.
Oh, dude, that like the Blink 182 cover.
Yeah, there's only nurses that look like that,
That'd be sick.
and they only do animus
Okay,
of the state.
I'm out.
Broke your arm? All right, take your pants off. Bend over.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you too. When they were like, put the gown on, did you like slap your shit around so it was like nice and fluff, ready to
yeah. So the radiologists not so hot.
go? Oh, okay.
They weren't so hot. It was kind of actually fun. As I was sitting there, I was like looking at all the older ladies, and I was like, I wonder like how long it's going to take for all these young attractive women to just turn into these older ladies that seem miserable.
Like 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Those hours that they keep them up, and they work. You know, it's not gonna make for. They're not getting their beauty rest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was glad. I was when the one girl, Lindsay, she gave me the thing of like Neosporin, and like at the end she was like discharging me, and I was like,
Neo.
yeah, nah, Neo. I did give her a big thank you. I was like, I know that you're the reason that doctor stayed and that I actually like got shit
Treatment.
done. Yeah. And then it came and picked me up. We got Gus's and fucking,
Big wheel keep on turning.
baby, the rest is history.
Yo, fuck
Wow.
doctors. Fuck doctors being hesitant just because of insurance shit. Why did you get in this fucking business in the first place?
I kind of always thought that it actually worked like Scrubs, where they're all like, this person doesn't have insurance. Who gives a shit? Just put him in the back
take
room.
care of the person and then worry about it later. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here?
They've always kind of like, I remember there were 2 times. There was one time I didn't have insurance and I was in there. And I just gave them I was just like, yeah, I got Blue Cross Blue Shield. And then they treated me. And then they sent me a bill. And I was like, oh, no.
Undo all that. Take all those stitches out.
Yeah, just repo the stitches. Yeah, punch them in the other eye. Just make it even.
Yeah, there you go.
Pop
I
the
think
other
it's
eyebrow.
funny too to think the doctor's thought process is just like, well, Jim's arm is broken in 3 places and he's bleeding all over himself. But I also do have season 2 of Sanford and Son on DVD.
Yo, he was.
So I gotta get home and do that real soon.
He was like mid stitching my eye, and his phone went off, and he's like, "Oh shit, hold on," and he like picks up his phone, and he's like, "Hey, honey, yeah, no, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a late day at work. I got at least 45 minutes here." And I was like, "Oh, yep, I'm intruding on him and his wife's personal time."
Yeah. Where's the other doctors? It's just like
Just
to cover
one guy.
It's just one guy.
One guy and all these these nurses.
All these nurses that
Nurses are the real like unsung heroes.
nurses got to deal with a lot of shit.
Yo, there was like, that's the reason I was like, this hospital sucks. And I think that a good part of the reason is that because people constantly have to deal with all the fucking shitty people that just go to the hospital. Like that guy that was like, he was like, bro, I've been here for 3 hours. Like, I'm having seizures. This was just like some fucking dead ass Tim bro in his like New York Yankees hat, like literally freaking out. And like, they immediately brought security and they're just surrounding him and like, they're just letting him like pop off in the middle of the thing. And I'm like, yo, will you fucking deck this guy and get him the fuck out of here?
Yeah, like fucking do something.
And the lady next to me is just like, y'all ain't gonna order us lunch. I'm hungry.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, you fucking bit. Like, she would not leave this fucking girl alone. And like, the girl was like, dude, I don't like, the cafeteria is closed. I can't get you like a fucking sandwich. And like, the lady's like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, I want to speak to he was like, she had been there so many times that like she knew like who she wanted to speak to fucking complain about shit. Like, she was like, I want to speak to this person. I'm gonna tell him you won't give me a sandwich. And I was like, dude, lady, fuck you. I don't know if you see me right now, but I need this bitch to like be caring for me, not getting you a sandwich because you're fucking sitting here on your day off.
That is unbelievable.
And then as I'm waiting for Ed to pick me up, same fucking lady comes up to me and is like, honey, you got a lighter? And I'm looking at her like, fuck off, dude. No, I don't have a lighter.
Jesus Christ. This is pissing me off so much just hearing about it.
Yeah. Jerry's worked up that you didn't have a lighter.
You ain't got a lighter?
You didn't help that lady?
God,
This
get
is
her a
ridiculous,
sandwich.
Jim.
She's fucking.
She needed a sandwich.
I like the people
Yeah.
who just go in there and they like act like what's that movie where
The Terminal.
no. Well, it would be awesome if she would just fucking Tom Hanks it and just figured out her own way in there.
How to
No,
live.
Tom Hanks wasn't like, get me a sandwich. He would just show up to places and just put nickels down, But
Yeah,
no,
that lady had been there for 9 years.
Yeah. It's-
I did think it was like.
she didn't remodel shit though.
So this is kind of like I've never like broken a bone or anything. So like it's kind of like a first. I mean, I've been to the hospital before for some stupid shit, but like this was like kind of my first like injury stay at the hospital. And it was kind of fun. Like when I was going to the bathroom, they have like all these doors closed and they're like, warning, keep doors shut, high elopement risk. And I was like, oh, they think I'm going to run.
That's funny. Yeah, last time I was at, I don't know if it was the same hospital that you were at, because I know that they renamed one of them to Samaritan Hospital.
Yeah,
I think I was at the same one there. And the doctor was just so pissed at me.
What'd you do?
I had some back pain because like I've had back problems for a while. So I was going up my stairs and all of a sudden it just like went out to the like point where I like couldn't like walk or like do anything.
Jankies.
So I went into like the emergency room just like my back is it hurts so much. And then he's just like, okay, yeah, we'll take like a couple things. Like he just came in like off the bat and I was like, are you sure it isn't like maybe like a kidney stone or something? He's like, if it was a kidney stone, you'd be bleeding, okay?
Jeez.
And just like it's not a kidney stone, all right? Just right off the bat to attend, just like, no, it's not that, okay? I have other things to do. Wow. I don't have to focus on just like, oh my God, jeez.
My lunch is getting cold.
Exactly. Sanford and Son season 2 on DVD isn't going to watch itself. All right.
Yo, once it hit like between 12 and 2 o'clock, I was just like, nothing is getting done because everyone's on lunch. I was like, I have zero hope of being helped at this time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you ever think that ever goes through their brains when they're like, this is some good soup. Wonder what happened with that one guy who's bleeding profusely.
I know for a fact.
Oh, I'll take care of it in 45 minutes.
I know for a fact that happens because I've been in that situation where like someone comes, you're working with a patient and someone comes in and like, hey, I'll take over. It's time for you to go to lunch. And you're like, what? Lunch? like, dude, I'm okay. And then, yeah, you just like slowly walk.
How could we eat at a time like this?
You just slowly walk to Hannaford and like, what am I doing right now? I'm going to eat an orange. Like,
I guess theoretically, if I don't eat this food, I will die as well. So then I won't be able to take care of the patients. So it's equally as important.
That is true.
You're going to want them to eat.
Yeah, very true.
Imagine me just sitting there, like, just taking a bite of a sandwich. Like, yeah, you're pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, that was. People just kept coming in and being like, "Wow, man, look at you! You really did a number on yourself." Just, yeah.
Are you gonna clean me up or what?
yeah, I did.
Wow, look at you! All right, see you later.
See, if it was me, every person that asked, I'd just tell them a different story. Like, yeah, I was in an interrogation room. I wouldn't give up any information.
I was mauled by a bear.
Oh yeah.
I fell off your mother.
You should see her.
I'm sure that would endear that would make them do the work faster.
Yeah, just treat it like, you ever see, what is it, Four Brothers with Mark Wahlberg?
So.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Just like, I was fucking your wife all night. Kevin Bacon was the cop in that, right?
I think so. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Solid.
I remember. Good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I believe we rented that movie and we watched it several times.
So, Deej, you were also having a health crisis for, what is it, 2 weeks now?
DJ coming in.
Guys, I gotta tell you, I have an equally as harrowing story as Jim.
Heroin?
I had COVID the past 2 weeks. I had a headache for a day. Sore throat for a couple days. It was just as bad as everything that you described, Jim. So I'm right there with you. I feel you.
I just picture Randy when he's getting like, when Stan's pouring the beer down his throat and he's like, oh, it's cool on my lips.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
What did you do to pass the time in your internment?
Well, I mean, I've been working from home, so it's like,
damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it's been pretty much like just sitting inside, not really doing anything. I've been watching a lot of Baskets. You guys ever watch the show Baskets?
No.
Never heard of it.
Is that on HBO? I've seen a couple
FX.
episodes. Oh, it's FX.
It's like
Oh,
Louis,
so it's on
Louis
Hulu. I
Anderson
can watch that.
and Louis Anderson and
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galley.
Yeah,
Louis
Zach
Anderson.
Galifianakis is a French-trained rodeo clown. And he's just like delusional, but Louis Anderson's his mom.
Is that normal? Like, would a French trained clown normally be a rodeo clown? Because that seems
I don't think so.
that seems like two completely separate things, right?
I think of French.
I think that.
French.
Sorry, Jerry. Go ahead.
Well, I think of French clowns as mimes. First thing that pops in my head is a mime.
I just pictured heavily.
Mimes
I
could
just
be
pictured
any-
heavily
any-
makeup.
I don't just the French.
I pictured like you're like Pennywise, or you're like you're.
What makes you think a mime is French? They never talk.
It's their clothes. You
Yeah.
ever see
yeah.
a mime wearing
Yeah, the
the?
beret.
And
Yeah.
they always have the Eiffel Tower behind them.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you see a mime, it's I don't know.
Very French.
It's a projection behind them,
Yeah.
and they love
anyway-
baguettes.
We should beat some mimes up. Sorry, go ahead, Deej.
I think that's like basically the whole point of the show is like he's supposed to be this artsy, artistic French clown that trained in like the heart of Paris where like clowns go, and then he just gets like run over by bulls while he's trying to do his like artsy like clown thing. And none of the redneck people who go to the rodeo really care about his artistic clown endeavors. So it's all a comedy of errors.
Is it animated or
No,
live action?
No, it's live action.
So Louis
No,
Anderson,
it's live action.
Louis Anderson, like I'm Louis Anderson, like that guy.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
that's
he
the
like
mom?
wears a wig and like dresses. That's the funniest part of the show is they'll be like he'll come home and be like, "Mom, I got to get to the rodeo with my, clown stuff." And she'll be like, "Oh my god, let's go to Costco. They have so many great deals. I just opened a new card the other day, Chip." It's very funny. But anyway, that's what I've been doing to pass the time. Me and the love of my life, dear sweet Amelia, and I went and set up the projector outside yesterday and watched a movie out in the backyard. So that was fun. Watched Guardians of the Galaxy. Good movie.
So
That's pretty dope.
So does Amelia also have COVID?
Yeah, how
or-
did she not get COVID?
Yeah, are you guys sitting like? Do you guys have like a layer of glass between you?
No, we've been trying to keep our distance and everything. We got a good bit of room in the house here, so I've been sleeping out on the couch, wearing masks,
You're in the
trying to keep
doghouse.
6 feet away whenever possible and everything. So she's been good so far. She doesn't have anything. She's been tested negative. So, we've been trying to do everything as efficaciously as possible.
Is that a word?
I don't
It
know.
is now.
I don't know if it works or not. I think it. I think it is.
I don't know. It's
Efficacy?
just cracking me up.
Ethical?
We're trying to stay 6 feet apart. Good thing my dick is 7 feet.
I'm glad you said that because I thought it.
Yeah, but
Glory
that's
holes.
been my life is not leaving the house, sitting around, doing a whole lot of nothing, working from home, trying to keep myself occupied,
Yeah.
walking around the corporate park across the street late at night so I won't see anybody or cross anybody's paths. So just
How late are we talking?
like 10 p.m., something like that, when everything's closed. And then I don't think I'll see anybody. Just going out, walking around.
Do you think?
Ooh, that's also like good repellent for like if you're gonna get
Pussy.
mud.
I was gonna say, yeah. Do you think? Yeah. Oh, guys, stay 6 feet back. I have COVID.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I got COVID. You better like
He's got
empty your
cooties.
pockets. I don't think you want to do that, pal. I got COVID.
Yeah.
I think they'd be like, "Shut up, pussy! Look at that fucking wallet."
You start coughing up.
Yeah. Hey, 6 feet. I'll take my wallet out and put it on the ground and then walk 6 feet in this direction. And then you come in and grab the wallet
Do you think
and
that's
then
ever
walk
worked?
the other direction.
Do you have your PPE?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys heard of that one story of like a break-in and this guy was gonna rape this lady, and then she was like, "Don't, I have AIDS," and he was just like, "Oh," and so he didn't rape her.
He was like, "Oh, my bad. I'll be back. I gotta get a condom."
Also, don't move.
Yeah. Well, thank you for informing me of that information, ma'am. I'll be on my way now.
Oh, heavens.
Do you need anything? Do you want me to run to the store for you? No, I don't know. It's a pretty good defense.
There was
like if you were in jail and you were about to get it,
Yeah.
Would you just be like, "I got AIDS"?
But then they're gonna turn around and be like, "Me too,"
and then you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Fuck."
I invented AIDS.
You're like, now I'm going to have AIDS.
Oh, that actually works out. You want to move into my cell? Could be our AIDS.
There was a story about like an older woman where she like woke up in the middle of the night and there was a dude that had broken into her house and he was like robbing her, and he was like, I think she was like in the middle of getting tied up and like he was going to like rape her, and then she essentially like pulled this like old mother move on him and was like, "Honey, you like don't want to do this to me," and like almost like kind of flipped it. Like it was almost like a Stockholm syndrome.
Him.
It was like a Stockholm syndrome thing, and he was like, he ended up locking himself in the other room to like not hurt her, and like it was like this whole thing where like she got him to like call the cops on himself because she like guilted him so much into like what he was about to do to her. And
damn,
yeah, it was like he must have just been seriously fucking deranged.
She must have been like a fucking negotiator for the FBI or something too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it happened like this year or last year. It was like that. It like the story kind of came out this year or last year. I heard it on a Side Stories thing, but yeah, it was pretty fascinating. I was like, damn.
Fucking when I was in Georgia, there was so in the barracks we have a stick on the windows so like people can't break in, and I guess like they do that because this one girl had a break in. Like I guess a guy would go into girls' rooms and just like watch them sleep, and I guess one time
protect them.
Yeah, just protected them. But I guess she woke up and saw him in the corner of like her room, just like staring at her, and then like she's like frozen in fear, and like he's coming closer to her, and then I think to help her. And I guess she must have yelled or said something. No, he was like flickering the lights. He was fucking up with the lights, and so her like neighbor saw the lights and like went to check it out, and then he hopped through the window and yeah.
To protect the next person.
To protect. Wow. I'm off to protect more.
That's what Batman does, dude.
Yeah.
Similar stuff.
It's so crazy. This dude was, I guess he was married. He had like a wife and
they always are, bro.
What a weirdo.
Ooh, ghost. Ooh. Turning the lights on and off.
Dude, I remember.
I'm not really here.
Oh.
Have you ever tried to talk somebody out of like a crime or something?
No.
Dude, okay. This one time I was getting mugged. Well, not mugged, I guess. I was in high
Wait,
school.
what do you mean talk someone out of a crime?
Like, all right, somebody
I
is
feel like we're constantly talking each other's out of crimes.
well, yeah, DJ. No, I'm just kidding. No, what's it called? I was getting robbed in high school. Like I was like super high. I was riding my bike and there's this bad apple. Notorious bad apple from my school who was just like, "Yo, Ed," and like knocked me off my bike. And he was just like, "Got any money on you?" I'm like, "No." And he's just like, and then somebody's like, "Yo, he's got $10." Like I forget who it was, and then like the dude's just like, "It's just like, give me that 10," and I'm like, "I need this 10." I'm just like laughing too because I'm like high. I'm like I can't believe I'm getting robbed. And it like ends with the dude's like straddling my like chest with like a fist cock, like, "Yo, give me that 10." And I'm just like still laughing. And then he just like takes my wallet and takes the 10. And like the whole time I'm like, "You don't want to do this, man." You
don't want. No, I really want your $10.
He did that. And he took like I had like a little hookah, like a little travel hookah thing, and he like broke my hookah and threw it in the woods.
What a dick!
Ed like just watched Star Wars. He's like, "This is not the 10 you're looking for."
I was like, you were about to leave.
We don't want to do this.
I've smoked an eighth and out of this hookah. I can't handle being robbed right now. But yeah, no, I don't know.
All of you have become an enemy of the Republic.
He just starts
Everybody
talking
in
like
this building.
he's talking like Jabba. He's like waka ba booba.
Man, that weed really fucked me up.
Tens of dollars becomes a minor.
The
Han
count?
Solo.
The count? What was the count there for?
The count.
The Count is another Star Wars character who's makes an appearance in one scene.
Turn to the dark side.
Aha! Aha!
One prostitute. No. I don't know. That's wild though.
Yeah, this one time I was getting back from Vietnam and I was hitching a ride and then I disappeared into the woods because these cops pulled me over. And I just went on a manhunt for like, however long.
This is the plot of Rambo.
No, that happened to me.
I really got robbed by Zeb, dude. Oh fuck! I said his name.
I remember that name.
Oh, yeah. No, fuck that guy, dude.
Yeah,
Zebulon?
Yeah.
Zebulon.
He was friends with
he has kids now. I think I'm gonna go rob his kids $10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Give me
yo.
your fucking money.
They're
kid.
like three years old. Yo, give me those sneakers.
Tell your dad what happened here.
Yeah, that's one of those things where like Zeb's been to my house, so he's definitely stolen something from me.
I don't know. It was also like one of them things too, where it's like got off easy if you only had 10.
He'd definitely take everything you got.
Yeah.
Take everybody money.
He's got 10. How'd
I like
you
how
know?
Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Yeah,
just started playing.
I was like, ooh, what's going on here? I kind of like every 5 or 10 minutes, I'm like, oh yeah, we have music going on. Last time it was like the Journey song. Don't stop.
Robin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you missed a cue when Jim said that he was. They asked him to take his pants off in the emergency room to get the sexy porno music going from Coldplay or whatever. Was
I was still in
playing
life saving
the
moment.
instance.
It was probably Clocks or fucking The Fray or whatever.
Yeah, the Fray. It was reminding me of that episode of Scrubs. It's like my favorite episode of Scrubs, where there's like this girl that comes in, and there's like 3 people that are all like really like sick and terminally ill, and then someone comes in and they die, and they end up like she donates her body and they like split her organs to like all 3 of the people, and they think they saved all 3 of them, but then it turns out that all of her organs are like bunk, and it ends up killing all 3 of the people.
Oh my god.
And like at the end, they start playing that song Fray, and the Perry Cox is like freaking the fuck out. He's like he's throwing shit. Yeah.
Like, ah!
Oh my god, bro, that episode is so good.
What happened, Doctor? The organs were bunk.
The organs were
She had bunk organs.
Yeah, I was putting.
I also was waiting for the part in the story where that dude Ryan was walking you down the bike path, and then you like passed out, and he had to hit you in the chest a bunch of times. Go, live, damn it, live.
Dude, honestly, I can't believe I didn't like lose consciousness. I'm like, I was looking at my helmet. My helmet like literally has a scuff like at the front visor. Yeah, like I'm kind of amazed that I just like shot back up, because they were like, dude, like you didn't like black out or for anything, and I was like, no, like I smashed the ground and was hopped up like I gotta fucking not die here.
Not today, Jim. Not today.
Yeah, and then I met that guy Ryan. I met him 2 days ago. I forget when. He met me at the library and he gave me my Ray-Bans, and I would love to see. I don't think I was recording, but I would love to see, for the off chance that I was, or if something happened and it started recording.
How does that work? Do you got to plug them in or something?
Well, no, like they like, I think I'd have to send them in and like get it. Like that'd be something where I would
get the black box,
send them into Ray-Ban and be like, yeah, can you pull the footage off of this if there is any?
You know what I was thinking about? We never got the black boxes from 9/11.
Black boxes?
Yeah, so each plane has a black box. Like it records like all radio communication going to and from, like cockpit noise, like.
Is that confirmed? Did we put in a Google search for this?
All right, let's check it out. I feel like it would have been big news.
I don't think I haven't heard audio from the Trade Center crash planes, but isn't there one like audio clip of like another plane?
Okay, why wasn't one single black spot recovered from any of the flights from 9/11? There's no good answer for that.
It's all the government, man.
It's us.
Wow, we quickly took a turn.
Sorry.
God damn it, where's the Malaysian flight?
Yeah, no, I don't know. But no, that would be like in the future, like that's like kind of, I'm hesitant to get like, I don't know. It's kind of weird having a new car because like everything that you do is 100% track. Like I'll believe that they have like a switch or something. They'll be able to turn off like all electric vehicles like as they're going or some shit like EMPU. And then like if you're like speeding and get into an accident, they'll like throw the book at you or something, which is maybe good. But like something about some old like gas powered muscle car, like the death proof vehicle, like that's what I'm going to be driving in the future.
Yeah. I actually, sorry, go on, DJ.
I was just gonna say I saw a news piece once on, I don't know if it was like ABC or something like that, but I remember watching a thing where they were just like, cars with all the new technology, it's not as safe as you think. So they had like a piece where they were like, we hired this hacker to hack into your cars. And then it like wasn't even that like new of a car. It was something with like some sort of newer computer. And the guy was like, okay, so I'm just gonna hack into this here. I'm into your car, gonna turn it on, put it out of park, and put it in drive a second, drive about 10 feet here, and we're gonna put it back in park, turn it off. And like the guy just like all from his laptop just hacked into somebody's car in a parking garage, just like a random one, and then just like turned it on, drove it, and then turned it off. So they were like, basically, if a hacker gets control of your car, you're screwed because they'll just be able to turn it off whenever they want.
That shit is crazy. And 100% like that is the future. Like everything, because now car companies are now strictly making electric cars in the future, right? Like that's like a thing.
I think
by 2030 or something.
Yeah.
I feel like a while ago we may have talked about something similar where, because like my brother Steve was watching something about like the self-driving vehicles and saying like, you know, in the future, what is going to be considered more liable, like a car driving itself or like a human driving a car, and what is considered like what is more likely to have an error. And so his argument was like, if you're driving in a world where everyone's driving in an automated vehicle and you're driving in a gas powered vehicle and you get into an accident, like you're probably the one at fault because everything else is being like computer operated, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I don't know. He was going into like, I was thinking it was kind of like space. I don't know. I was like, bro, you're never going to get fucking red-blooded Americans to give up their fucking cars. I was like, people will always want cars. It's an enormous market.
They're gonna have to make a lane, like a lane.
Slow lane.
Well, it's like if you're gonna go on autopilot, you have to go into the autopilot lane. And like if you're not in autopilot in the regular car lane and something bad happens, you're at fault because you're not in the fucking autopilot lane.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah. I just don't think you were. I mean, his argument was that like eventually like you driving a car will be outlawed and that like the machine will drive for you. And I'm like, I just don't think like, especially down south or like, just like, bro, people are gearheads. They are not going to fucking.
Well, another thing they might do too is like, you know how when you go into like a car wash, how like they take your tire and then they just hold that tire and then pull it, like have the other, you put it in neutral and it just pulls you. I think maybe that'll happen too. So it'll be like you'll like get on the highway and then they'll just tow you at some crazy speed and then let you go at whatever exit.
That's what like I honestly like I can't believe that isn't a thing. Like I can't believe that like you don't get on the highway and it isn't just like like a fucking track. I never got that. Even as a kid, I was like, dude, what is going on? Like, what is fucking traffic? Like, why are we all just stopped at this one fucking stupid spot? Why can't we all just keep rolling at the same speed?
The highway literally, like, there should be no reason any slowing down, or why are we stopped?
It's one slow person at the front.
Yeah,
slow in the brain.
Crazy. Like there's no.
You guys are
signs.
thinking. Sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
We're just complaining about traffic now.
There's no stop signs. There's no fucking lights. Like, why are we
just dumb people at the top?
Or like, there's an accident. People
and everybody's rubbernecking.
Yeah, they're just they just like to look at it. So that's why it starts to slow down. It's like, stop looking. It's not. Keep going.
What they should do is they should have a privacy screen that they put up.
Yeah.
When they're exhuming the bodies.
You see, that's what I do. Is I get to the front of the line and people will be honking at me. They're like, "Go!" And I'll lean my head out of the window and be like, "I'm looking at the accident. I'm watching it. Do you see this,
guys? This is crazy.
This is going on my Snapchat story."
Yeah.
Yo, there was one time where I was totally guilty of that, just because I'd never seen anything like it before. There was like this. I want to say it was like a Nissan Rogue or Murano or one of the Nissan SUVs, which is literally just engulfed in flames on the side of the road.
Well, yeah, you stopped for that.
And there was no traffic or anything. I was just driving by, and then like I slowed down to probably like 50, something like that, just to like get a good glimpse, I guess. And you felt it like through the car, like the heat coming off of this thing.
When you say there's no traffic too, I just picture like you rolling up on like you just see this flaming vehicle. There's no one around it or anything. Just yikes.
Well, there were like first responders there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like I pulled up and I'm like, ooh, damn.
That's when you pull over and you put on some Iron Maiden. And you're like, bro, that's the most metal thing I've ever seen in my life.
You set up a camera to make it look like you're walking away from the fire and put it in slow motion.
I'm like doing the fucking Joker thing, like until it finally explodes in the back. And I'm like, all right.
Do we got that for the gram?
That'd be great. And then you come over and you're like, guys, let me show you this in the pod. And then we're like, what were you doing?
Did you ever see the I think it's Lethal Weapon 4 intro, where it's just like fire? It's just like this guy with a flamethrower just fucking shit up downtown.
Oh, I don't look at this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Sorry. It felt like that though.
Guys, we should watch Lethal Weapon 4.
I think it's Lethal Weapon. Maybe it's Lethal Weapon 3.
It's just a good movie.
I remember telling my mom that I watched Loaded Weapon, and she just goes, "Oh my God, your friend had a loaded weapon?" And I was like, "No, we watched the movie Loaded Weapon."
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah, fantastic.
Watch that too. We should watch them side by side and see which one is better, Loaded Weapon or Lethal Weapon.
Wait, is Loaded Weapon and Leslie Nielsen? Nielsen. There we go.
It's a National Lampoon's movie. I don't know if Leslie Nielsen's in it, but it stars, I think, Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, Emilio Estevez is in it. I thought that he was in the movie, or at least for a small role.
I mean, Leslie Nielsen's.
Okay. It was Emilio, Sam Jackson, John Lovitz, Tim Curry. Oh, Tim Curry's in it. Kathy Ireland and Bill Shatner.
I do remember like there's some funny scene with Samuel Jackson in that where like they like kick in the door or something and like Samuel Jackson's just like taking a shit and he's just like, "What the fuck,
bro?" It's a funny movie. It's good.
Should we go?
We gotta watch it soon.
Done wrap this whole thing up here.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah.
All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a broadcast of the Butt Stuff Podcast. We should be back to full force, all live and in person here from Historic Jim's house next week. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And be safe. Lock your doors. Don't get COVID. Don't fall off your bike. Don't go to Samaritan.
Next week's going to be the draft. It's going to be the pre or the post draft podcast.
Oh yeah.
So we will be talking
all fantasy
football. So get fucking ready.
Tune in, baby.
Tune in.
That's right. Put your football hats on, everybody.
Shout out to Paul Congratulations.
Yes, baby Alexanian came in yesterday.
Oh my god!
New baby
Number
alert.
two.
You mentioned this
Wow!
on the
Congratulations. We should have started with that.
way out. We could have done a half hour on the Alexanian baby.
Damn,
Sorry.
that's wild, bro.
Yeah. Big family man.
All right. See you next week, y'all.
Bye.
What did he say?
He said, "Bye."
Bye.